I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I do not think that Steve Cohen is the most dangerous man in baseball. I think it's this dude right here, Alex Anthopoulos, however you say his name. This dude is a madman. And if you're wondering why, the Braves have done it again. They have signed Sean Murphy to a 6-year extension. He's only getting $73 million.
You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it!
Now, of course, that is a bargain for one of the best catchers in baseball, especially considering he's only 28 years old, but he's not getting as much value as he could because he basically bought out his arbitration year, so of course he's not going to make as much. But one thing I need to shout out Sean Murphy about, he's going to donate 1% of his salary to the Atlanta Braves Foundation. We love Sean Murphy on this channel. What a guy. Now, of course, we are going to talk about Nathan Eovaldi going to a brand new team. The Nathan Eovaldi replacement, Corey Kluber, has signed with the Red Sox. And also, yeah, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he might not be the opening day shortstop in 2023, at least if we're talking about for the Yankees. But yeah, just to kind of wrap up what the Braves have done, they have gotten extensions from Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Ronald Ozzie, Spencer Strider, Michael Harris. They have signed all of these guys for pretty reasonable contracts, and that's important considering Xander Bogaerts, Trey Turner, Aaron Judge, they're making $25+ million until they're 40. So yeah, the Braves, they're going to be just fine going forward, even though they've lost Dansby Swanson and other players. Maybe it's just because every player seems to love playing in Atlanta, or I don't know if the Braves, along with Alex Anthopoulos, have come together and stolen the families of all of these players and hold them as ransom until they sign an extension under market value. I don't know what's going on, but it's sus. All right, well, I'm sorry for using the word sus in a video, but let's go ahead and move on to the other deals that happened yesterday. Nathan Eovaldi is going to the Texas Rangers. Chris Young, the former 6'10", 11 starting pitcher, he has been doing a great job as the new general manager of the Rangers. So we can see that Jacob deGrom is brand new. John Gray, he was signed in 2021 or 22. Nathan Eovaldi and Andrew Heaney, they're brand new as well. And then I think there's a 6th starter, but I'm forgetting his name. Nathan Eovaldi had some serious regression in 2022 after breaking out in 2021. I mean, if you don't remember, back in 2021, in almost 200 innings, he had a 2.79 FIP, which is really good, and a near 6 FWAR. He was absolutely sensational despite having an almost 4 ERA. He was not giving up any home runs. He was striking out almost 10 hitters per 9 innings. Nathan Eovaldi a year ago, or actually 2 years ago, was really good, and then in 2022 kind of fell off a cliff in 109 innings, so he wasn't very healthy. He had a 3.87 ERA and a 4.3 FIP because he was giving up a whole lot more home runs. So I really expect Nathan to be better in 2023 simply because he's actually healthy now. Now, I don't believe that the lineup is going to be this because I don't think you're going to go Seager and Lowe back-to-back, but Marcus Semien, Seager, Lowe, Adolis, Jonah Heim, Josh Young is going to be really good. Leody Taveras kind of had a breakout 2022 season, so when you combine that with Mitch Garver, he's probably going to be the DH. You have a really deep rotation now with Jacob deGrom, Martin Perez, who has been an all-star, John Gray, very underrated in my opinion, Nathan Eovaldi, Andrew Heaney. The question marks really are Eovaldi and Heaney. Is Nathan Eovaldi going to be able to duplicate that 2021 season? Is Andrew Heaney going to be able to replicate what he did a season ago with the Dodgers? Big question marks, and in my opinion, even if they're 80% of what they've been at their best, that's still a really good rotation. And what does that mean for the Rangers? Probably 2nd place in the AL West or 3rd place. I don't know who's better right now on paper between the Rangers and the Angels. But you guys can help me out in the comments. If you were a betting man, would you put your money on the Rangers or the Angels to win 2nd place? Because we all know the Astros, they've gotten better somehow, even though they lost Justin Verlander. So the Red Sox are having one of the best bad off seasons I've ever seen in my life, and I'll explain that in just a moment. So they replaced Nathan Eovaldi with a 2-time Cy Young winner, my favorite pitcher of all time, or one of my favorite up there with Cliff Lee. Corey Kluber signed a 1-year, $10 million deal. So I should also mention that Nathan Eovaldi got a 2-year deal worth $34 million. So the Red Sox are saving money, and they're getting a guy that had a 4.34 ERA, and he had a 3.57 FIP, so he was actually better than his ERA suggests. The biggest reason why is he didn't strike out as many guys. He went from a 9.2 strikeouts per 9 in 2021 with the Yankees to a 7.6. I think that the strikeouts are going to be back and more prevalent for Corey in 2023, but he had 164 innings pitched. He had 31 starts. I think that Corey Kluber is a really good replacement for Nathan Eovaldi. Does he have the high ceiling of Nathan? No, but for a cheaper kind of Kroger's version of Nathan, you'll take that. Now, remember how I said the Red Sox are having one of the best bad off seasons of all time. They've lost out on Xander Bogaerts, but they still have Trevor Story, who I believe in. They picked up Corey Kluber to replace Mr. Nathan Eovaldi. James Paxton, hopefully he's healthy. Garrett Whitlock is nasty. They call him the Warlock. Apparently, he is slated to be a starting pitcher in 2023. But other additions like Kenley Jansen, that's really good. Chris Martin, Joely Rodriguez. I really like the addition of Masataka Yoshida. You have Justin Turner. Tristan Costas is going to play 140 plus games. This is not the worst team in baseball. And again, when you consider Yoshida, Turner, you have guys like Kluber, Jansen, Martin, and Rodriguez. They have plugged in a lot of holes. Maybe they can sacrifice a little bit of offense by losing Xander Bogaerts and JD Martinez to have a better bullpen. And if Chris Sale is healthy, a decent rotation. I don't know. The Red Sox are very confusing. Definitely not an A offseason. Definitely not a B even. I'd probably give them a C plus after signing Corey Kluber, and that's me being nice. Another older pitcher that has gotten a new deal, 43-year-old, or he's going to be 43 years old in March. Rich Hill is going to the Pittsburgh Pirates on a one-year deal worth $8 million. Rich Hill was not bad in 2022. He had a 4.27 ERA, but he had a 3.92 FIP. So essentially, if you have a FIP under 4, that's pretty good. So for me, I'm not going to put my faith in 43-year-old or soon to be 43-year-old Rich Hill, but that's not a terrible signing for $8 million. And I want to show you guys something real quick. So before we move on to the final topic, the potential new shortstop for the Yankees on opening day, the Pirates could have a lineup of O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Cabrian Hayes. You have G-Man Choi and Carlos Santana kind of interchangeable. You have new additions in the rotation like Rich Hill. I think that Vince Velasquez is going to be an innings eater for the Pirates at the very least. Mitch Keller, I expect to have a good season on top of his breakout season from 2022, where he had a 3.91 ERA and 138 strikeouts in 159 innings. I like Roansy Contreras. Mitch Keller, again, I feel like he's going to build on 2022. Rich Hill, he's going to be able to spread his baseball knowledge on all of the young guys in that rotation. I'm not saying the Pirates are going to be an 85-win team, but I definitely think that they're going to be better. And then to end today's video, I'm going to play this clip in just a moment. This is Michael Kay talking about Brian Cashman telling Anthony Volpe, the #1 prospect for the Yankees, that he could be the shortstop very soon. So IKF, even though he had a 3-win season, I don't think that he's the future, obviously. He is the stepping stone to this kid right here, Anthony Volpe, who in 2022 between AA and AAA had 21 home runs, 35 doubles, 50 stolen bases, only got caught 7 times, hit a 342 on base percentage. So whether it's Anthony Volpe as the shortstop, maybe he's the third baseman, and then glove first shortstop Oswald Peraza is going to be the shortstop moving forward, and then you have Glaber at second base. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. That Donaldson contract is kind of messing up everything. Like, honestly, the Urshela trade is messing up everything for Oswald and Anthony Volpe. IKF, though, in my opinion, he is the worst of the 3 that we've just mentioned between Volpe, Peraza, and of course IKF. I would move on ASAP, and I would give it to this kid right here, Anthony Volpe. And Brian Cashman sounds like he's about to give the keys to the city to this kid who's from New Jersey.
So he gets back from a long minor league season. He goes AA and AAA, and his dad convinces him, Anthony, give your body a month. Just let it reset. Don't keep pushing yourself. He said, you're right, Dad, I will. And then he got a phone call from Brian Cashman, and Brian told him, you have a chance at this job, the way you perform in spring training. Just want you to know. And the father said the next morning at like 5:30 in the morning, here's the garage door. And then the son drives away, and he calls him in the car. And he said, Anthony, what are you doing? He goes, going to work out. He goes, I thought you were going to give the body a month. Nope. Nah, I got a chance to win this job. And then he also went down to Tampa right away to go to work. This guy wants this. This is important for him. Yankee fan since birth. He's almost got a little of that Jeter maniacal, focus to him. Jeter only wanted to be Yankee shortstop. So does Volpe. Now, obviously, Peraza, I think, has the inside track because he did play some in the big leagues. But I wouldn't bet against Anthony Volpe at this point.